I need to get my phone stand. You guys are gonna get motion sick just watching this. Laugh out loud, love a lot, and shop for what makes you happy. Hey guys, Mandy here with Laugh, Love, Shop, and recently I've been watching Kendra Adachi, the Lazy Genius. Here on YouTube, she has a Lazy Genius Kitchen video series, and it's celebrating her new Lazy Genius Kitchen book, which I have not read yet, but I am in line at the library. I put a reserve on it at the library, so I'm really excited to read it. But just watching the videos and stuff, it made me realize some things that I have done to Lazy Genius or simplify my kitchen. So I'm gonna break this video up into two parts. The first is how I simplified my actual physical kitchen, and the other part is how I simplified our meals. So let's get started. So the first thing to do in both of these sections is to find the most important thing. And the most important thing as far as my actual physical kitchen is, one, I do not want to do dishes. I hate washing dishes. It is my least favorite chore of all time. And dishes are endless. And the second thing is that I have a very small kitchen. I have very few cabinets, and so it's really hard, but I try to be super diligent about not overstuffing my cabinets. So I don't want to wash dishes and I don't want to overstuff my cabinets. So the first thing that I've done is I only keep 5 dishes. There's 5 members in my family, 5 plates, 5 bowls, more cups, because cups are cups. And I often have more than 1 cup going at a time. But 5 plates and 5 bowls at a time in my cabinet. Do I have more? Yes. I keep them in a separate place so that my family doesn't use them. Also, I try for my containers, like my leftover containers, not to have like cereal bowl sized containers, because they will get used as just serving bowls, and I'm not okay with that because that means more dishes. So I think I have like 2 that are cereal bowl size. But that keeps my number of dishes down pretty low, at least as far as plates and bowls go. I also only keep utensils and pots and pans that serve a specific purpose. I don't keep doubles of things. I have 1 wooden spoon with slots, 1 wooden spoon without slots. I have a spatula, a pasta scooper, and a ladle. And that's all of my serveware that I cook with. I don't keep doubles. Like I said, I have really limited space. And to be honest, I'm more likely to wash my dishes while I'm cooking than I am. My dad texted me. I'm more likely to wash my dishes while I'm cooking than I am any other time of day. And I would rather, if I have to like switch back and forth between pots, I would actually rather wash the spoon if it's needed. I would rather wash the spoon in between stirring pots than I would have different spoons for different pots. Because I know that at the end of the cooking, I don't want to have more spoons than I have to clean. It sounds ridiculous, but it's what works for me. I also don't keep hard to wash utensils. Now, we do have a couple that I would like to get rid of, but my husband uses them when he cooks. One is a whisk. I hate washing a whisk, especially because usually by the time I get to it, it's all crusty and dried out and a pain in the butt to scrub clean. And the other is a potato masher, you know, like a potato masher. I hate washing those 2 things, and I don't use them for that purpose. And if they do get used by my husband, he has to clean them because I won't do it. Another tip is that I only keep appliances that I will use multiple times a week. So like my crock pot, I'm not a crock pot cooker. I plan way too last minute, like it's 2 o'clock and I haven't gotten any frozen meat out of the freezer for our 5 o'clock dinner, kind of last minute. So my crock pot, I use like twice a year. I mean, maybe really only once a year, because I would make buffalo chicken dip in it for the Super Bowl, and that was kind of it. So I actually gave my crock pot to my friend And she said, you can just borrow it back whenever you actually need it. So, but you can make buffalo chicken dip in the oven too. So there's not really a need for a crock pot in my life for the way I live my life. And then the last thing, as far as my actual physical kitchen and tools, is my measuring cups and spoons I have hanging on the inside of a cabinet. I love it so much. It doesn't take up drawer space, which is really limited in my house. And I can find exactly the right size that I need because they're all labeled. I just love it. And I do have 2 sets of measuring things just because, I don't know, somehow I ended up with 2 sets. A bunch of them are missing, but I still have one of each, I think, for the most part. So that's great. But yeah, I love being able to find what I need when I need it. So that's been great. Okay, for the meal planning part of simplifying my kitchen, the most important thing, no decision making. I don't want to have to make decisions. Being a mom and a homemaker has enough decisions. I don't want to have to make more of them. And then the other thing is that ingredients can't take up too much space in my kitchen because, like I said, pretty limited on cabinet space. All right, so for meal planning, I have 10 meals that I make every 2 weeks. So that gives us 5 meals a day for leftovers and a day to eat elsewhere, whether it's ordering takeout or going to my in-laws' house or whatever that is. So that usually gets us through 2 weeks of meals, which is really nice. For me and my family, we don't get tired of eating the same meals all the time. I will say what I make does change whether it's warm or cool outside. So like spring and summer, that 10 meals will be different from the fall and winter. In the fall and winter, I make a lot of one-pot meals. And then in the spring and summertime, I prefer things that I can just put in the oven or that my husband can put on the grill. I should really have him teach me how to grill. I think if we had a gas grill, I probably would, but charcoal, it seems more complicated. Am I wrong? Okay, so that's the meal planning. As far as the ingredients go, I do my best to use the same ingredients for different recipes. So if one recipe calls for tomato paste, I will probably use an actual tomato and like pasta sauce because that's what I have for other things, other meals that I make. So things like that, I try to, use one for the other. And that's the main way that I keep my ingredients from overtaking my fridge and my cabinet space. Now, I will say for spices though, it's really nice because spices can just totally change a meal, which it's a really stupid thing to say out loud. I know, but you can have the same basic ingredients like chicken, rice, and broccoli, okay? You can have the same ingredients, and depending on if you add curry spice or Cajun spice or taco seasoning or whatever. Okay, maybe you don't want tacos with broccoli in it, but whatever. The point is that you can have the same basic ingredients with different spices, and it totally changes up the flavor, which is great. You feel like you're getting a whole different meal, even though your main ingredients, the ingredients that take up the most space, are the same, more or less. All right, guys, that's it for my tips and tricks in the kitchen and ways that I've made my own life simpler. I hope some of them are inspiring to you. I love Kendra's whole thing about what's the most important thing, because everybody's most important thing is going to be different, and that's okay. And there's no judgment, and it's actually really freeing. I really highly encourage you to watch the video series. I suspect that the book is going to be really good, and I'm excited to borrow it from the library as soon as the copy comes in. It's our system. I think there's like 3 different copies in our entire county system, and I'm like 11th on hold. So it might be a while before I get to read the book, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you found it helpful. If you did find it helpful, give it a like. Leave me a comment down below with one of your ways that you have simplified your kitchen. I would love to hear it. And I think everyone else would love to hear it too. It's fun to see how different people approach their kitchen and routines. So I think that's it. And I will talk to you guys next time. Bye.